Listen, my favorite subject is myself, so I don't care.
Look, she's all right. She's upset and she's screaming, but it's okay now.
Shall I get the cops?
What?
I'll get the cops.
Mike Nichols was a uniquely graceful man. Every kid went up for a part in that film. Every one of them was offered a role in the movie. I so desperately wanted Mike to like my performance. And so I would do it, and then I would look at him, and he would go. And that was it.
Do you drive a white T-Bird?
A white 56. I saw you on 3rd Street.
Personally, I didn't know what was so magical about the movie. I didn't understand it.
We are going to remember all of the good times, is what we're gonna do.
George is the only film director I've ever met who doesn't like directing. He would say, "Is that the way you want to do it?" And we'd say, "Yeah, okay, Haskell, put the camera there and camera there." And you just knew that he couldn't wait to not direct. He couldn't wait.
The size is in question here. It's the principle.
And then George did something. He took one of his points and he divided it up among the 10 leading actors. And I have made more money off of that 1/10 of one gross point than on anything else. That's a pure gesture. He didn't let anything stand between him and the gesture that he believed in.
Hey, nobody could beat him, man. He's got the fastest... I ain't nobody, dork.
Harrison and the leader of the gang, one night the two of them got drunk, and I was walking by and they threw me into the pool. And that was okay, except they threw me into the shallow end, and I got an egg on my forehead. And then there was the usual, who's gonna that girl?
Well, this is not a boat accident. It was a shark.
There was this young man with a kind of leather hat. This is Steven Spielberg, and he's got Destiny written all over him and all that. And I said, me too.
But if I can get him close enough to this cage, I think I could get him in the mouth or the eye.
That shark will rip that cage to pieces.
You got any better suggestions?
We were putting me into the cage, and I had a line which was,
I got no spit.
and as I said it, the winch went, and the cage fell. I was caught inside the cage. Mask is gone, breathing apparatus is gone, the top of the cage is gone, and I have to not panic.
All this machine does is swim and eat and make little sharks, and that's all.
Everyone thought that they had struck gold. And I said, what are you talking about? It's just a little movie. And so when the film was released, I found myself going back to the talk shows and saying, I'm the guy that didn't believe in it.
Have you recently had a close encounter?
Une rencontre plutôt inhabituelle.
A close encounter with something very unusual.
Who are you people?
It was originally written for Gene Hackman. Nothing was going to keep me from that role. I'd walk by Steven's office and I'd say, is he a lifer in the military? And I'd walk away. And I did that to every actor in Hollywood, no matter what was going on. And the day I got that part was the day I said, Steven, you need a child for this role. And he looked up at me and said, you got the part. And I knew that character. And what does he do? He leaves his wife and kids. Steven says now he wouldn't make the film with the same ending. And I say, he'd chuck it all. He has no choice.
We are both in a bind, the two of us. And I think the only practical solution is that we share the apartment.
I accept.
What?
I get a phone call. Did you hear that Bobby De Niro was fired this morning? I said, bullshit. Who's going to fire Bobby De Niro? So I called Ray Stark. Ray says, I'd like you to do a reading of Bogart at my house this week. And so I did. And I am a wonderful actor, and I know it.
Oh, you don't think much of yourself, do you?
Pound for pound, I got the biggest ego this side of St. Louis.
2 weeks later, maybe 3 weeks, I get in the mail the script. Now it's called The Goodbye Girl. And he had a story down perfectly. My admiration for Neil went right through the roof. I added one phrase. I added the line, a buffo.
I sleep in the nude. A buffo. Winter and summer, rain or snow, with the windows open.
It happens sometimes. Friends come in and out of your life like busboys in a restaurant.
I worked on that film for one day. Generous, creative people would come together in the morning and they would work together. It had spoiled the out of me.
What?
How's your brood? You all getting a chance to relax?
Bob, I thought I made it clear to you that I'm on vacation.
I didn't talk about it for years. Bill just got drunk at dinner. He was an Irish drunken bully, is what he was. He came back from dinner. He walked in and I said, read this. I think it's really funny. And he put his face next to me, nose to nose, and he screamed at the top of his lungs. Everyone hates you. You are tolerated. There was no time to react because he leaned back and he took a modern, like, glass-blown ashtray. He threw it at my face from closer than you are. And it weighed about 3/4 of a pound. And he missed me. He tried to hit me. I got up and left.
It was good.
It was a film I admired, and it was a film that really did a whole checklist on the things that I wanted my films to be about. And I was proud of all of it. The crew and the cast and the extras all bonded together. And boy, did it show.
Now listen, and see if you can hear the connective tissue between what I just played and this.
I don't like rock music after the Beatles. I think that they certainly served a great purpose until then.
Mr. President, this is a fulcrum point in history, your presidency.
Well, it's a lot easier to do that than you might think, because there's a little bit of Cheney in all of us. And all you gotta do is extrapolate.
So what is our real exit strategy on Iraq, Dick?
There is no exit. We stay.
Oliver, I heard him say, well, you're so old. You look so old. And I said, I do? I needed that money, and so I put up with it.
We drain the swamp, like Don says. We rebuild it.